It's a new chapter in a historic rivalry. New England Revolution 2 take on New York Red Bulls 2 in New Hampshire in MLS Next Pro. It's the first meeting between these two clubs since the 2023 Eastern Conference playoffs, where the Revs got the better of the two sides for the first time in this matchup's history by a score of 2-1. New York, however, have turned around their recent form, coming off a win against Toronto last time out. As we take a look at the standings in MLS Next Pro in the Eastern Conference, a lot of movement as of late, especially with New York Red Bulls 2 having a ton of movement in their squad. Lots of new faces on the starting 11 tonight that will take you through a little bit later. As for New England Revolution 2, so many different players with injuries or called up for various different youth national sides that it's going to be a new look for both of these sides tonight. Here are those standings that we just mentioned. Philadelphia Union 2 out in front with a commanding lead. Got a 3-0 win against Crown Legacy on Thursday. Chattanooga dropped some points. Won the shootout against Orlando after a dramatic late equalizer. A little bit farther down the table, New England Revolution 2 sitting in 12th after 12 games with 13 points. New York Red Bulls 2 up with 20. Just about ready to go here in New Hampshire as we take a look at the starting 11 for head coach Richie Williams. 4-3-3 with a couple noticeable changes. Eric Klein was on the back line last time out. He's moved into midfield, and that's pushed the man who was in that spot, Patrick Leal, all the way up to the number 9 position, with Gevork Diarbian to his left and Malcolm Fry on his right. Plenty of substitutes available for the Revs. For New York, the same cannot be said. It's a little bit of a different look because there's so many different players. Dylan Sullivan at right back, then Malik Dembele at right wing, and then Tanner Rosborough at right striker. That's pretty much the only players that are still on the starting 11 from New York's most recent fixture against Toronto, that 2-1 win. And as you notice on the left side of your screen, only 5 substitutes available tonight for head coach Ibrahim Sakagia. Revs 2 on the right side of your screen in the navy blue. New York on the left side of your screen in the white and red. Center official tonight, Thomas Snyder, with the ball in his hand. Both of these sides with just one win in their last 5. Revs 2 with an excellent opportunity to make up some ground on the table and try and climb back up into those playoff spots. Their very first MLS Next Pro postseason run last year saw them beat New York Red Bulls 2 for the first time in this matchup's history. It will be Tanner Rosborough, 16-year-old, standing over the ball for the visitors. One last check of the watch, and the ball is rolling at Willett Stadium. New York Red Bulls 2, a team that likes to play direct, likes to play that long Route 1 pass over the top, although connecting some passes early on the near side flank. Sullivan, the right back, all the way forward, trying to push and go around his man, taken down. Referee immediately waits for him to get back up. Dembele, body in the way, and an early corner for the visitors. That is not usually the style of play for the visitors, and from that look, there's certainly contact. Not sure if Sullivan was going to get on the other end of that ball. Defended by Mushtaba Al-Haznawi. First corner played short, allowed to bounce. And now Revs 2 trying to go the other way with Malcolm Fry. Fry rounds his man with relative ease. Fortunately for him, New York checks all the way back. Slowed down with Diarbian now. Maciel. All the way to the far side. talking to the head coach of Revs 2, Richie Williams, in the midweek. He said the philosophy for today is, well, if we're going to build from the back, playing centrally is going to be difficult because that's where Red Bulls 2 have the numbers. So instead of connecting 6, 7, maybe 8 passes, Revs 2 might try and go more direct. And there's a chance here. Patrick Leal, one-on-one, denied by Juan Gutierrez. A huge stop at the back on what should have been a goal-scoring opportunity for the hosts. Leal took one last touch before setting up the shot. Just wasn't in front of him in a position where he could strike it. And now a first corner for New England. Deep into the box, easily headed away. Second ball, shot from distance, came off a defender. It was Al Hasnaoui taking a strike, and it goes out for another corner. This matchup promised end-to-end action with two teams that love to play direct, fast-paced, attacking soccer. And with 3 corners in the first 3 minutes, we're getting exactly that early on. Patrick Leal standing over it, the Newton, Massachusetts native. Numbers in the box holding their run. A lot of movement now. Sullivan at the near post, able to meet it. Al Hasnaoui. Leal trying to get his feet right. Red Bulls doing well to slowly push numbers forward out of the box. Push Revs 2 back a bit. Klein. Slicing ball through to the far side. Leal with work to do to keep it in play, and it may have come off him last. It did not. Defended by Curtis Ofori on the far side. Make that a third corner for Revs 2. Players waiting more toward the top of the key now. Gonna hold their run a little bit. Deeper cross in. Narbian underneath it, and a toe poke away. Meets Maciel. Leal to stand another one up. Not a good cross this time around. He might get a second chance at it. Red Bulls 2 defending well so far. New England putting on the pressure, but not connecting anything dangerous, aside from that opening chance from Patrick Leal. That was denied by Juan Gutierrez. Al Hasnaoui dispossessed. Mujtaba Al Hasnaoui, a Michigan native, played his college ball with the Wolverines. Did spend some time in his younger days playing with the Stoke City FC Academy. Long ball all the way up. Leal might get there, but the flag denies him. And that is the titular example of what head coach Richie Williams talked about in the midweek. Rather than building up through the middle, playing that long direct pass. It's not the tallest front three for Revs 2 in terms of stature. When you play that long pass out to a true number 9, usually it's a fairly tall player, a built player. But instead it's 2 pacey wingers just giving Patrick Leal some options either side of him. Sullivan gonna try and boss possession now. Wants the give and go. Mosquera on the turn, finds Sullivan. Cut back to the 6. Not dealt with yet. The shot comes in and goes way over the goal. Good link-up play started by Dylan Sullivan. Did the right thing trying to cut it back. A little bit of miscommunication rather from Revs 2, trying to clear that one. Ironic that I would mispronounce the word miscommunication, but in the end, nothing to trouble the goalkeeper. New York Red Bulls 2 come into tonight with 2 players notably not on the starting 11 nor the substitutes bench. Roald Mitchell currently leads MLS Next Pro with 8 goals, in front for the Golden Boot race by his lonesome. Not available. With Mohamed Sofo, who scored both goals in Red Bulls 2 most recent win. 7 assists for him on the year, also not available. Tanner Rosborough taking the place of those 2 forwards as the ball nicked away from him in midfield. Rosborough making just his 2nd start tonight for the club all time. His first came last week against Toronto. Zawada. Head coach Richie Williams said New York Red Bulls 2 able to really play in the channels well, have a lot of players that can play in tight spaces. Adrian Mehmedi nearly had that space closed down. He's got some room in front of him, doesn't get the pass from Dembele. Trying to play the overlapping ball. Options in the box. And it looks like the flag goes up for offsides. It was Demario McIntosh in pursuit. The defender stepping up just in time to leave his mark offside. Alaznawi. Receiving some instructions from his manager. Again, Revs 2 just going to go straight through the midfield. Not link up with any of those players. Long instead to Borovic. Now Fry. Didn't have the numbers in the box. He might try and dribble himself here. And did try. Effort was lacking in the end. Malcolm Fry of Groton, Massachusetts. The 13th homegrown player in club history. Signed professionally in October of 2023. And he had 3 goals to his name in the postseason for MLS Next U19 side of the New England Revolution that captured the cup in back-to-back years. So many of the players on the pitch tonight and on the bench for Revs 2 came through the Revolution Academy. U19 side led by head coach Brad Knighton, who spent many years of service playing with the first team in between the sticks. All the way long towards Dembele, falling away from it, and easy enough to deal with for Santiago Suarez. Suarez, one of the few players who did not play with the Revolution Academy, instead out on the West Coast with Sacramento Republic. Throw over the head of everybody, so J.D. Gunn will restart play with the goal kick. Man who played 4 years of college ball with Providence. Not the only Friar on this team, but the goalkeeper spot has been a bit of a battle this year for Revs 2 between J.D. Gunn and Axel Weinstein. And talking to head coach Richie Williams earlier this week, he said both bring a lot of competition to the spot. It's always good when you have two goalkeepers worthy of the first choice nod. But for JD, having the experience in college, minutes is important for a goalkeeper. Thumbs up from Gevorgtiarbian. Trying to make the play happen, the return ball a little bit behind him. And it's another Revs 2 corner. New England yet to test the keeper tonight. Can they change that in the 13th minute? Another good ball in right to the top of the 6. Headed as far as Al-Hasnawi. Scooped back in, might fall kindly, and instead it's off the thigh of Diarbian. Just wasn't ready for the extra pass. Sullivan. Physical tussle right in front of the Revolution bench. Al-Hasnawi fighting with Mosquera. Sarwada looking for shooting space. Moved along to the far side. Heavy touch. Cut back into play. New York is creating the spaces, but not finding the connections on the other end of the ball. Maciel in a bit of a run. Now Leal in stride for Diarbian. Leal continuing his run, allows Diarbian to cut inside. That looked like a handball. The referee says no. It came off the player first. Came off the foot of Adrian Mehmedi. And it was a lovely idea from Gevorgtiarbian to try and find out, rather pick out Malcolm Fry on the far side. Here was that chance earlier for Diarbian. Just didn't see it all the way, and then another look. It may have hit his hand. It did take an awkward bounce off of the foot first. Leal. Diarbian once again. Running right at his man and gets by him. Still Gevorgtiarbian, leaves it behind. And once again, the shot blocked. This time the effort from the foot of Luka Borovic. Gevorgtiarbian, another former Friar on this team, Providence College. Someone who brings a lot of energy to this squad on both sides of the ball, says his head coach, Richie Williams. Dangerous getting forward, came through the Revs Academy and then went to go play college. But when he came back, Coach Williams said they weren't looking at him as a starter, rather, but managed to carve out a space for himself in the first 11 and now brings that energy for the squad. Fry. Thought he had a lane. Closed down very quickly by Curtis Ofori. Ofori coming off the bench in his last 2 matches, makes just his 3rd start on the season. Sarwada. Now Revs 2 trying to go the other way. Malcolm Fry has options in the box to pick out. Denied once again by more defensive heroics from Red Bulls 2. Suarez all the way up. Bouncing for Diarbian. Gevorgtiarbian onto his right, looking for the shot. Right down the middle. Had a bit of that elasticity with his first touch to create shooting space. Didn't test Aiden Stokes in the end. went the way his defender was showing him. Yarbian with 2 goals on the year. Had 12 goals for Providence College. And another 4 in 6 matches last year with Vermont Green, USL 2. Alaznawi once again. He's got a bit of skill about him. Took on 3 defenders and lost out. Sarwada. Not much help afforded to the Ugandan. Sullivan now. New York not seeing a lot of the ball. That's the way they play. Coach Richie Williams for Revs 2 saying New York is fine not controlling possession in these matches because they are so dangerous with it. You don't need a lot of time in the offensive third to make something happen. Good ball to the far side, left behind. Red Bulls 2 have numbers, 4-on-3 opportunity. And that pass, a real letdown from Frank Sabufu. Revs 2 now with a bit of control. Al-Haznawi asking for an option long. Yarbian continuing his run. Pass cut away. Mosquera. Looked like a bit of a trip. Referee says nothing doing. Yarbian onside. Yarbian bearing down on goal. Still looking for shooting space. Finds Malcolm Fry. Onto his right. Again blocked. And again dealt with by New York. Revs 2 doing such a good job of getting forward, but once they enter that final third of the pitch, teammates on different wavelengths. Maciel. Fry made the run. New York midfield find to just sit back. Yarbian with a little bit of space. Did it come off the defender last? It did not. Difficult ball for him to deal with. It's Dylan Sullivan once again, one of just a handful of players who started last time out in the most recent win for New York Red Bulls 2 against Toronto. This near side flank largely unchanged for Red Bulls. Pretty much every other position on the pitch occupied by somebody new. Barry with the legs to get there. Poor touch from the center back though. Lovely one-touch link-up play going the other way. Sarwada clipped in behind. Rosborough looking for shooting space, might get it, tried to move it along one more time. And again, both sides getting forward, but not testing the keepers. Check of the shoulder, good turn from Mehmeti. Bufu made a good run. Would have been a difficult diagonal ball to pick him out. This match is brought to you by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar, Gillette's ultimate shaving experience. Here's Leal the other way, trying to put it through his defender's legs. Leal still onto it. Malcolm Fry is wide open, and he's onside, and it's a huge stop from Aiden Stokes. The man who has been with the Red Bulls Academy since he was with the under-15 team. Fry onside, one-on-one, put it right down the middle. Just had to pick either side of the goalkeeper. And Aiden Stokes may have put his body on the line for that. That's a tough one to walk off. Revs 2 knocking on the door. There's a poor pass at the back. Fry onto it. The opportunities are there for the host to cash in. As now we trying to do just that. Played it behind every runner. Here comes New York on the counter. Kept in touch by Tanner Rosborough. Mehmedi. Decisive idea. Lacking the execution. Maciel with a nice turn. Tiarbian once again. Borovic. Poked away. And Red Bulls throw. Well defended on the near side by Juan Gutierrez again. Colombian has played the full 90 for New York in his last 3 straight and in 7 of his last 8. Murray with the head back. And Gunn calls off the support.
I have the game. My iris is all the way open.
Trying to get Suarez forward a little bit. And the pass not available. 24 minutes in terms of the expected goals. It's New England 0.52, New York 0.02. There's a mistake at the back. Tiarbian onto it. Not a lot of room to try the shot. Will do so anyways. The deflection slowing it down enough for Stokes.
Let me know if that's too much
That is not the first time that New York has not connected out of the back. The team that plays the long ball well, plays counter-attacking soccer so well, trying to play short. Just not able to start any attacks from the back. Suarez. McIntosh. Fry back for McIntosh. Lucky bounce to Borovic. Fry with the switch. It's behind Tiarbian. Able to get it down. And to Al-Haznawi. He's asking for help, the outside back. Plays the good ball across anyways. Barry to recycle. Suarez didn't like the long option. It falls to Borovic, another huge stop! How have Revs 2 not taken the lead? "26 minutes in, Aiden Stokes, a brick wall for New York. Lille into a defender and out of play. Long ball from the back by McIntosh, bounced under Lille. Nobody picked up Luka Borovic, who couldn't cash in for his first of the season. Fans, the best youth soccer teams from across the U.S. and Canada begin their quest for championships at the 2024 MLS Next Cup on June 16th. 22 of the best matchups, including all semifinals and finals, will stream live on MLS Season Pass. MLS Next Cup, where champions are crowned and top talent shine bright in the MLS player pathway. Spoke a little earlier about Brad Knighton and the New England U19 squad, trying to defend back-to-back titles. Boarded the plane a little earlier today to Nashville. New England told to step. Stokes way far away from home. That long ball over the top not working. Harry looking a little uncomfortable with it. Able to spin it back into play. Diarbian in a tussle and gets the foul. Bit of a bear hug from Juan Gutierrez right at midfield. Eight shots for Revs 2 compared to Red Bulls 2's lone strike. Good idea from Leal. He'll get it back. Leal with an early cross in. Borovic's header way off target, but Fry will keep it alive. McIntosh. Klein. Maciel with a good ball. McIntosh has stayed forward. Fry has stayed on side. And again, another cross is blocked. Revs 2 trying to go for a high press. New York able to get out of it. Good feet from Tanner Rosborough, the forward, working all the way back. New York might not still be out of it. For Diarbian now. Once again driving at his man, the step over onto his left, cut back into the feet of Sullivan. Alaznawi. Revs continuing to build pressure. Alaznawi on the overlap. Leal at the front post. Again, New England unable to put it on frame. You've seen so much of the ball early on. That was the earlier chance from Borovic. It was a very difficult angle from Leal to deal with. Unable to do much with it in the end. Dembele. In a tug of war on the far side. Suarez hurried back to his keeper. Rosborough put the pressure on. And now that high press from New York. Nearly worked out for him. And coming into this match, head coach Richie Williams said, if we want to get the job done, we've got to play that long direct ball well. We have to take care of it in the final third. Revs 2 have done just that. Nearly every pass going forward has come straight from the back line up to the forwards, with the exception of maybe Luka Borovic, operating in that sort of attacking midfielder number 10 role. Once they get this far down the pitch, Revs 2 still yet to put a ton of shots on frame. The ones they have put on frame, Aiden Stokes has denied over and over and over again. But New York can only hold strong for so long. Malcolm Fry on his left, by one, by two. Nearly by three, lost his footing, referee not interested. Mehmeti. Sebufu. All the way forward. The goalkeeper came off his line. Hezron Berry wasn't taking any chances. It was Rafael Mosquera in behind and on side. And he'll slowly saunter over to take the corner. A flurry of corners in the opening few minutes in this one. It's died down a little bit since then. This is the second corner for Red Bulls. New England's had 4. Hanging delivery. There was a palm on it. Half-hearted appeals for handball. Center referee Thomas Schneider had a really good angle at it. Wasn't the most fervent appeals from New York. And from that look, didn't seem like there was any intention for a handball. Unless of course, you count J.D. Gunn getting a hand to it. Third corner for the visitors. Headed to the top of the key. Fry second to it. Header won by Diarbian. Second ball kicked right back up. Still pinballing around. Leal can't settle. And still the ball is in the air. Now finally on the ground. And out for a New York throw. Pinball game cut short. Here's Rosborough. Koyawazo. 16-year-old Tanner Rosborough has been trying to make space for himself. Again, with big shoes to fill. No Roll Mitchell tonight. Fry hardly knew about it. His defender hit the dirt. Play goes on. Borovic arriving. So too was Mario McIntosh. Fry didn't quite know where he was. Maciel. Closed down quickly by 3 white shirts. And New York have the numbers in midfield now. Referee waves advantage. Out to the near side. Serwada doesn't see help with him short. He's got it now with Sullivan. Now a bit of link-up play from the visitors. Serwada again. Rosborough, very clever running behind. Early cross came right off of Mujtaba Al-Haznawi. The referee gonna have a bit of a talking to. Allowed advantage to be played after Hezron Barry lunged it late. That was a lovely bit of heads-up play from Tanner Rosborough. Forward taking 2 steps toward the ball, and then as soon as it was hit, turning his run, bending it around the right shoulder of the defender and getting onto it. Had space, maybe too much space, just didn't catch it cleanly. Now the 8th corner of the night split right down the middle at 4 apiece. His delivery right at the keeper, and Gunn grabs. J.D. Gunn wants his options wide. One of them is McIntosh. Klein. Long switch for Diarbian, who had checked in a little more centrally. Now spreads the width. And plays it too much out of play. You saw an animated reaction as well from the Rhode Island native, Gavort Diarbian. Had Al-Haznawi in daylight on the overlapping run. Just overhit the pass a bit. .37th minute now, scoreless between New England and New York. Philip Galati with you here at Willett Stadium in New Hampshire. It's been almost all Revs 2 on the offensive front, but still the hosts unable to find the breakthrough, thanks in large part to Aiden Stokes, who's putting together a heck of a performance in between the sticks. Man who came into tonight with 15 saves on the season, now with 20. He's got 5 in the first half. He needs 21 to tie his teammate, Alan Rakowski, for the most this season. Maciel. Revs again trying to expand horizontally. Fry trying to turn, pulled down, and the referee blows the whistle. Credit to Malcolm Fry for trying to stay on his feet as long as possible. Good ball, direct ball over the top. Fry checking in from the wing. You can see him really fighting for it. And there is definitely an arm on the shoulder there from the defender. So it's Patrick Leal and Luka Borovic standing over it now. And now Patrick Leal stands alone. Looking for his 3rd strike of the season. Just about 25 yards straight away. The hard part isn't getting it over the wall from this distance. The hard part is getting it back down underneath the crossbar. Applying a blue shirt in the wall. Told he has to move away a bit. It's 6 in the wall for Aiden Stokes. It's Patrick Leal in the 39th minute. Steps up right into the wall, which does its job. Now Diarbian. Second ball in is a good one. Another amazing stop from point-blank range. Danger still present for New York. Maciel on the volley. Oh my goodness! An unbelievable strike from Maciel, and the Revs finally have their breakthrough. It is an absolute worldie from the defensive midfielder. It was gonna take something special to beat Aiden Stokes tonight, and something special it was. My goodness, he's caught that well. That is some fashion to score your first of the season. And Revs 2 have their goal shortly before halftime. Wow. When you put someone in the 6, when you put someone as the defensive midfielder, you don't usually expect them to hit a ball like that. New York looking for an immediate response. Sebufu sits his man down, and by another. Wide to Sullivan. Clipping it in, it took a deflection. May have came off the arm there of Ofori. Referee says play on. Good win in midfield. Revs 2 get a turnover. Diarbian has the burst of speed, and Leal to his left. Leal on to his right now. Through a defender, and poked wide. Luka Borovic wanted it. Took it off the foot of Patrick Leal, who just ran out of real estate. A lovely run from the striker. Sat right up for Borovic. Had some contact on his right shoulder. Couldn't steer it goalward for a second. United Healthcare is proud to help the New England Revolution defend the fort. Sabufu with the foul. Frank Sabufu, who had 9 goals last season for Red Bulls 2, has yet to find the back of the net in 2024. And the visitors will need a bit of energy now. Halftime looming large. New England with the advantage, and it's one they've deserved from their play in the opening 45. Sabufu's checked in and has space on the turn and the burn. He's got a bit of speed. He's got Sullivan on the overlap. Dylan Sullivan poised, patient, and the cross in was intended for Sabufu. Cut away by Revs 2. Mehmeti. New York looking good since the goal. Looking dangerous too. Dembele. Serrata. Stamped clear. Stokes all the way out. Again, a pass from the back picked away. Koyawaza with a good effort to deny the counter. Serrata has been given a lot of time in this first half in midfield. Al-Aznawi all the way up from the back, and the fullback with a good piece of defense, and now on offense as well. Al-Aznawi going all the way and nearly getting his reward. Just dragging it wide of the far post. Mujtaba Al-Aznawi had Stokes flying for it. And just his 3rd start on the season. Doesn't have a goal contribution in 2024. Very close to putting his name on the score sheet. Sabufu with a bit of skill. Maciel. Diarbian. Gevork Diarbian had 2 defenders pursuing him. Wants to go himself. By Sullivan, cutting it back. Now Leal stays on his feet. Well defended. And then a foul against Patrick Leal. 1 minute to be played at a minimum here in New Hampshire. It's Maciel's worldie separating the 2 sides through 45. Headed out of touch, only a few seconds left. Sullivan just gonna play the throw in short, and that will do it. Halftime in New Hampshire, New England and New York separated by a thunderbolt from Maciel. 1-0 through 45. Coming up, Michelle heads to Texas to recap last week after the break.
Messi! Ahí está el centro. ¡Gol! Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Fuerza al frente. Servicio. El tiro. It's saved by Carlos. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área. Le pega. Golazo. Parte externa, va a definir Chicho.
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
Welcome back. Score at the half, 1-0 in favor of New England over New York. This week, Michelle Montaigne visits Frisco, Texas to catch up with the red-hot North Texas squad as we look back at match week 13 in the report.
Could be the moment. And they do!
Nice shot, put in the back of the net. Oh my goodness.
We have made our way down south. This week, we join you from the Lone Star State. I'm Michelle Montaigne saying howdy from North Texas. Things in the West are heating up thanks to the recent run of form by the team training on this turf. North Texas SC has put together an impressive 4-match win streak. They've gone unbeaten in 11 of their 12 games this season. With the recent success, their 28 points have them sitting pretty at the top of a tight Western Conference.
We try to make more competitive to win more games, to try to develop what the coach wants in the pitch, and try to do like this. Desire and enjoy every game like last game, and try to take the more points we can take, and we hope finish on the top of the table and try to win the league.
John Gall's group's recent success has helped them climb up the Western Conference charts. After landing in the 8th spot of the West following match week 4, North Texas made their way to the top of the table by the end of match week 11, and they haven't looked back since. City 2 have also been in excellent form, winning their 3rd straight match, and that's thanks in large part to the play of John Klein, who extended his own scoring streak while notching his 4th goal of the season. Interestingly enough, the last 2 times City 2 played Defiance on the road, Klein found the back of the net. This Sunday, Klein's decisive goal came a year and a day after he repeated the feat the first time. Despite notching this game winner, here's what Klein thinks is going to help out the team through their tough test ahead.
I think our depth's going to be really important. We're going to have to lean on that a lot. We got, 1 through 20 guys here that can play at any moment and give good minutes. So it's going to be really important for the guys who maybe haven't been playing down the stretch to step up, and I know they're extremely capable. So yeah, we'll be leaning on that depth for sure.
That in mind, City 2 does have a tough road upcoming. They will face several teams who are in Western Conference playoff territory in June and July. Those opponents include the likes of Sporting KC2, Whitecaps FC2, LAFC2, as well as top-seeded North Texas SC. And on the topic of threes, Whitecaps FC2 took care of business at home, taking down LAFC2 by way of a 4-goal shutout for their third straight win at Swangard Stadium. Despite a deadlock after 45 minutes, the young Caps opened the scoring in the 50th minute, and not much later, Miles Morgan scored his first ever Whitecaps FC2 goal before following that up with his first ever brace for the club.
As a club, just in general, just winning at home, that's what you live for. You just live for playing at home, and letting other teams come here is not make it easy for them to win. So that's what we've been doing, so keep going.
Over the 3 straight wins at home, Vancouver has only conceded 1 goal. That came in the 3-1 victory over the Town FC the previous time out. The boys closed out May on the right note with a 1-0 win to start the streak, and now we shift gears and head east. After a sluggish start to the season, the boys in blue got things back on track in June. They posted back-to-back 4-goal games. Their first one came raining on Carolina Corps' home opening parade. Then they followed up the 4-goal feat against Crown Legacy. Forster Ajago continued his impressive play with a brace in the victory, while captain Johnny Bolaños continues to lead the guys back to prominence, adding a goal of his own. Huntsville City's 8 goals scored across the 2 matches was paired with only 3 goals allowed and has spurred a new belief in this squad under their new head coach.
I was a wee bit nervous towards the end. As you see, we're not the biggest physical team in the league, and set pieces were a problem today. It's something we work on. So, but again, the guys done great. You know, we dug in, and that setback, that mental character from 2-0 up to 2-2. You know, a lot of teams can just the momentum's with Crown. But we really dug in, and we kept them going to the last minute. And it's just great for the team. You know, they've worked so hard, and you know, I'm really pleased for them.
Now making a push of their own, FC Cincinnati 2. For the second time this season, the Orange and Blue earned 3 points against the top team in the East, Philadelphia Union 2. This time, it was thanks to Kenji Imomodem, who made his second appearance of the season for FC Cincinnati 2 and scored his first and second goals for the club. Post-game, his coach discussed FCC2's recent form.
The guys just have been buying in. You know, they've been drinking the Kool-Aid, things that we've been working on every day, every week in training, and it's been translated on the pitch. So it's good for the guys and to see the product that we're doing on the training ground to then translate into the game.
And unlike St. Louis City 2's tough tests through the summer months, FCC2 has a favorable schedule through June and July. They will face teams in the bottom third of the Eastern Conference standings until the final 2 weeks of July. You know who they won't face during that stretch? Ruben Ramos and Ventura County FC. In this episode's top moment in MLS Next Pro, it was Ramos who shined above the rest. For Ruben Ramos, he did it by notching a game-equalizing goal in the final seconds of stoppage time for VCFC against Timbers 2. Here's a look at the goal, the turn, the volley, the strike through traffic. Yeah, just as he drew it up. Post-game, he described the feeling in the moment.
Someone gave a long ball, I don't remember who. I got to Eric, he headed it to me. I turned around with my right foot. I didn't see the goal, I just smacked it and I hope it went in.
Now let's get to know Ruben Ramos a little better. The La Puente, California native was born on January 22nd, 2007. He signed his professional contract on February 19th, 2024. The homegrown forward came through the ranks of the LA Galaxy Academy and made his MLS Next Pro debut on March 26th, 2023. As we approach the peak of summer, things are heating up both off and on the pitch. For now, we're saying so long to and from the Texas heat. We'll see you soon.
Vamos, dale pues, mamá ya, muévete más loco, mozo, lo tú lo sabes, así es, pon la mano en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
right MLS store. I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. I like this. Cream on cream. The fit is cold. Ice cream. You like that?
Messi! ¡Contra la pelota para que gane! It's contact and a shot goal! ¡Mamita querida, qué golazo! Capitán! Magnifique frappe! Really, really sweet. Ahí está el centro. ¡Gol! Para Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta al frente. Servicio. El tiro.
Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega, golazo. Amor el gol. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Just about time to get things back underway here in New Hampshire. It's New England Revolution 2, 1-0 over New York Red Bulls 2 through 45. Let's take a look at the highlights from that opening half. And really, there's only one goal to talk about, but there are plenty of highlights because New England probably should have had a couple more goals. In the opening minutes, Patrick Leal in behind, bearing down on Cage, denied an attempt to strike by Juan Gutierrez. Right the other way, though, New York nearly had a chance of their own, but skied from Sirwada. Diarbian on his right, straight down the middle to Aiden Stokes. Gevork Diarbian did have an excellent first half, just unable to provide the final product. Malcolm Fry, one of many Revolution forwards who were unable to beat Aiden Stokes. The goalkeeper putting together a very strong performance, including this point-blank save against Luka Borovic, and that would not be his only save against Borovic from very, very close range. New England had 1.77 expected goals in that first 45, only able to put one on the score sheet. There was that second point-blank save, but it turned into something a little more a little bit later on. Maciel, have a hit, son, into the roof of the net. An absolute thunderbolt for his first goal of 2024. Not something you usually see from a defensive midfielder, and Revs 2 nearly added a second. Patrick Leal again going in behind, and Luka Borovic taking a toe poke wide. Mustafa Al-Haznawi had the last chance of that first 45, dragged it a little bit wide, the left back. Let's delve into those stats from the first 45 a little bit deeper. Both teams sitting around 80% pass accuracy. Not a ton of fouls to talk about, but 16 shots for New England, converting to just 6 on target. Meanwhile, New York only had one strike in the opening 45 that wasn't on target. 8 corners split right down the middle, and still yet to see a name in the referee's pocketbook. As for the other scores around MLS Next Pro, there's been some hotly contested action, to say the least, in the league this week. A crazy game that went down to the wire. Chattanooga getting a very, very late equalizer against Orlando City B on the road, and Chattanooga getting the win in the PK shootout. Philadelphia Union 2 continuing their stronghold on the Eastern Conference with a clean sheet against Crown Legacy FC. Meanwhile, the Town with a big win against Tacoma Defiance out in the West Conference. So the teams have flip-flopped. New England on the left, New York on the right. Before the ball is set to roll again, there will be 2 changes for head coach Ibrahim Sakagia and New York Red Bulls 2. First into the match is Davi Alexandre, replacing Jair Koyawazo. And then Aiden Jarvis in midfield will replace Adrian Mehmeti. The 15-year-old's night is done, who got his first start last time out in that 2-1 win for New York against Toronto. So one change on the back line and one change in midfield for Red Bulls 2. It's Revs 2 who will be restarting play in this second half. Patrick Leal just faking everybody out, and now does get the ball rolling. There is the confirmation of the double change. Hayden Jarvis making his 10th appearance on the season. He's represented Antigua and Barbuda at the youth national level, most recently at the 2022 CONCACAF U20 Championships.
Halftime substitutions for the Red Bulls. For the Red Bulls, number 27, Davey Alexander.
Ofori.
And number 50, Jair.
Curtis Ofori onto his left, has a bit of speed and a good ball in! Saved off the line! J.D. Gunn with a huge stop right out of the halftime interval. Wasn't tested in that first 45. Minutes into the second is equal to the task. Got 2 fists to a point-blank stop. And now the 9th corner of the night, 5 for New York. Not a ton of bodies in the box. Right to the top of the 6, bounced over everybody! And the volley over the bar from Sabufu. New York coming out of the locker room with a vengeance. Bounced over everybody. From that angle, it did come off the arm of Malcolm Fry, but it was right across his body. Barely knew about it, too. Gevork Diarbian. Cutting inside on his right, not liking what he sees. The man who carved out a starting spot on his own when he was brought back by head coach Richie Williams. He wasn't intended to be a starter. He's done well tonight with the ball at his feet. Chavella pass, some contact as well, but play allowed to continue. Jarvis looking long, not finding long. Was now with a bit of a slip up. And now Rosborough. Again, another long pass forward. It was Revs 2 in the driver's seat for most of that 45. After the goal, New York looked likely to equalize, and out of the locker room, it seems they've kept their momentum going. Diarbian tugged back, and that will be a yellow card. Unfairly stopping forward progress. Confirmation of the yellow card awarded to Davi Alexandre, who is just into the match. One of the 2 halftime substitutes, and the first name in the pocketbook.
Yellow card issued for the Red Bulls, number 27, Davey Alexander.
You see, in football, they call that a horse collar. In this sport, it's called a yellow card. Both of the center backs up from the back, Hezron Berry and Santiago Suarez for Revs 2. Driven cross in right at the goalkeeper. The referee's blown the whistle. It seems that this will be taken again. Second bite of the apple for Patrick Leal. Went for goal the first time, it seemed. This a better cross in, bouncing right by the back post. Eric Klein tried what he could to get to it and committed a foul in the process. Stokes forced to play it skyward. Borovic got underneath it. Now settled for Al-Aznawi. New York told to get forward. Suarez. Looking long again towards Lille. Diarbian might have the legs to get there, and does. Lille showing short. Lille looking for the cross towards Fry. Over his head. He thought it came off the defender last. Curtis Afori did not touch it, says the referee. Line-breaking pass, cut away by Al-Aznawi. Fullback tried to go on another run, as he did in the closing stages of the first half. Al-Aznawi again going on a bit of a tear. Has Diarbian. Gavork Diarbian onto his right, shooting, and just barely scraping wide. Every time Gavork Diarbian's on the ball, he's tried to go right to goal, and he has very nearly scored on a number of occasions now. He's got 2 goals for Revs 2 on the season. His most recent was all the way back on April 28th against Miami. Fry. Taken down, throw in regardless. Mario McIntosh, who signed with the team only recently, and foul called. Right on the edge of the area. Juan Gutierrez didn't allow Patrick Lille to compete for that ball in the air. It is right outside the box. Now will Patrick Lille try a goal again? He may try to drive this right in front of the goalkeeper, in between the defenders and the net. With venom, just create some havoc. Hope someone can get a limb to it. It is a lofted cross instead. And this time a foul going against Revs 2. Thought he may try and drive that. Instead, try to bend it, just shape that ball's flight with the instep. Stokes. Revs 2 stepping up a little bit. New York going back to that tried and true long ball as Dembele spins away. And now Jarvis for Serwada. And to Afori. Curtis Afori wanting to drive, has 2 defenders to beat, goes down. Looked like it may have came off an arm in there. And now Fry clattered down, and another yellow card, this time for Juan Gutierrez. Right in front of the coach of New York Red Bulls 2, Ibrahim Sakagia, who's been with the organization for more than a decade. And from that angle, doesn't seem there is very much for New York to be complaining about.
Yellow card issued for the Red Bulls, number 34, Juan Gutierrez Ruiz.
Suarez looking long. settled by Mosquera. Osborough took it down, beat Maciel. Now Aiden Jarvis to Sullivan. Numbers queuing up for the cross. New York keen to build up a little more than their usual calling card says. 1-2 for Ofori to the near post, and good call from Gunn as Barry was poised to head it away. Curtis Ofori, the left back for Red Bulls, seeming to be the conduit in this second half of offensive chances. Diarbian shoved off rather easily by Sullivan. Sabufu trying to turn. Was winding up for a cross. Instead played along the ground. Jarvis. Nobody wide. New York staying compact centrally. Have yet to really stretch the width. Diarbian still down, Revs 2 going for the quick restart. Here's Malcolm Fry trying to beat his mark. Fry bearing down on goal. Hurried away from it, stays on his feet. Still on his feet, now shoved down. Referee had a good look. Gutierrez already on a yellow card. Maciel. Alaznawi. Diarbian. Didn't like the overlap nor the cross. Diarbian wants to dribble. Doesn't have a lot of space to this time around. Neither does Alaznawi, trying to make some. And that space taken from him rather quickly by Dylan Sullivan. Attempted overhead kick. Some contact as well in there from Borovic, who got to the ball unfairly. Ofori. It's been pinned back a bit now. Sawada tried to go through. Now it's Klein. Has run Barry. Spent 2 years playing college ball with the University of Wisconsin at Green Bay. Had 2,500 minutes and 30 appearances for them. Barry on it once again. Two-time Horizon League Defensive Player of the Year. Ibrahim Zakagia coaching out some instructions from the near touchline. Inside will get a chance to implement them now from the goal kick. '59th minute from New Hampshire, New England and New York, separated by Maciel's volley in minute number 40. Phil Galati with you. These two sides meeting in MLS Next Pro for the first time in 2024. Their last meeting in the Eastern Conference playoffs last season. Sebufu. Played wide. Dembele. Body's in the way. Sawada beats two to take it down and then plays the ball completely out of touch. Revs 2 coming into tonight on 13 points, 12th in the Eastern Conference standings. New York 5th in the Eastern Conference on 20. Big chance to make up some ground for the hosts. Fry. Good overlapping run from McIntosh. McIntosh shoved down in the box. Referee says goal kick. There were some serious shouts from the New England bench for a penalty kick. Foul on Ofori. We have another look at that penalty shout for McIntosh. And you know, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here for Juan Gutierrez. There's a two-handed shove, and that's what Richie Williams is upset about. He gets a yellow card. Gutierrez did not really play the ball there. And mind you, he is already on a yellow card. Granted, the referee was in a perfect spot to see that and had a much clearer angle from the side. May have been some contact initiated by McIntosh that would have nullified any foul on the defender's part. Sullivan is replaced on the far side.
Substitution for the New York Red Bulls.
Copeland Berkeley is into the fray. Berkeley making just his 4th appearance this season. Jarvis, feint nearly beating Maciel, able to get the ball under his foot anyways. Sabufu, that looked like a foul. And again, the referee says no. Leal, excellent first touch, but running out of room. Into the boards. And the flag goes up against Rosborough. And the referee will stop play again. The 4th official has heard something he doesn't like. Thomas Schneider will have a trot over to chat with Ibrahim Zakagia and show him a yellow card. No, it goes to the assistant coach for New York Red Bulls 2. So now, personnel on both sidelines being issued a caution. Fry trying to take it down before getting the better of it. Mosquera. Serrata. Headed on by Ofori. Has an outstretched Rosborough. Now Fry having to settle the bouncing ball. Saw the option wide. Didn't get it in the air for Diarvian. Dembele. Chops it back. Serwata will stride forward. Even Serwata has seen a lot of the ball in transition for New York. Dembele unable to keep his footing. Borovic going to ground as well. Maciel asking a little bit too much of Patrick Leal. This match is brought to you by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar, Gillette's ultimate shaving experience. Maciel. Borovic. Good ball to pick out McIntosh, who's got time to stand one up. And it's another excellent save! Off the line by a matter of inches. Aiden Stokes with lightning quick reflexes. Towering header, and it's another big stop. How many times has Luka Borovic been denied a sure goal by Aiden Stokes? The 16-year-old has been playing out of his mind tonight. Another cross headed on and headed over. And from that angle, it looked like it was Sabufu first to it. And it will be another Revolution corner kick. And again, a lot of corners in this match. You can start to see a little pink peek out from behind the clouds. Lovely night in New Hampshire. Scenic New England summer sunset. It is the 11th corner of the match, 6 for New England now to New York's 5. Looping delivery, met once again by Red Bulls 2. Leal, second ball in, dangerous one, Suarez up for it, heading it into a defender. With Sabufu that went down, he wanted a foul, instead it's corner kick number 12 on the night, number 7 for Patrick Leal. There is the shot of the New Hampshire sky here. Beautiful scenes at Willett Stadium. Leal crossing it in. Serwata got there the first time. Patrick Leal did not get back on side. Steven Serwata came off the bench last time out. He's started 11 matches this season. Only 2 substitute appearances. Hasn't scored a goal since his lone strike in 2024 back in late April against Philadelphia Union 2. Alaznawi, Diarbian. Foul called. May have taken a touch off the defender last. That's what Patrick Leal thought too. New York looking long and looking too long before he was making the run, but ball well over hit. Just 0.25 expected goals for the visitors compared to 2.03 for the hosts. Serwata. Sabufu. It is Frank Sabufu, closed down by Hezron Berry. That ball might have gone into the woods. These poor kids. 71st minute. Maciel meeting the throw-in. It's his volley shortly before halftime that separates the two sides. Barry heading it down. Serwana nearly onto it. Fry got it away. Lille still with work to do. Revs 2 still trying to counter. Might get a chance here. Diarbian got it caught underneath his foot, but managed to get it away. Maciel wanted to run, ran out of room. Jarvis looking all over, didn't see help. Held now by Ofori. Played through for Mosquera. Back towards Sabufu. Got to the ball, but didn't generate any power from it. Santiago Suarez has gone down. Frank Sabufu, all 6'5" of him, getting all the way up, just unable to direct it on target. 13 goal contributions last year for Red Bulls 2, still yet to score his first this season. 19 shots for New England to New York's 5. It is a staggering difference, and really, Revs 2 could be more in front if not for a lack of tenacity in front of goal in the first half. They've had a few chances in the second, though so too of New York. It's been a more even affair in the second 45. Cut to the top of the box. Fry trying to shuffle onto his right. Malcolm Fry still going. And not the first time tonight that he has done everything he can to stay on his feet. It's not something you see as often as you should from attackers. Credit where credit's due, but credit to New York for fending off another attack. Trivella pass from Rafael Mosquera. He's continued his run. Dembele won't pick him out. Alaznawi. Diarbian trying to turn his mark, still fighting for it, and well defended in the end. Mosquera once again wants to go by 2 and does. Mosquera still going. Body in the way, gun off his line. Hezron Perry with another block. It was a good little run from Rafael Mosquera. Beat 2 defenders. Hezron Perry closed him down quickly before he could pick his head up. That is a huge punt, and it's settled by New York. Dembele once again. Red Bulls 2 really looking comfortable on the ball now. Good overlap for Dembele. Rossborough will continue his run. Back for Jarvis. There was some contact from Borovic. That's what Coach Sakagia is asking for it. Referee won't oblige for the foul. Malcolm Fry was wide open on this near side, but nobody could pick him out. Diarbian is onside. Klein running in as well. It's Gavort Diarbian on his lonesome. Dragging it wide. Eric Klein and Malcolm Fry both asking why they didn't get the ball. Eric Klein was wide open, asking for the pass. Gavort Diarbian has had reason to be confident in front of goal tonight, but maybe should have played the extra pass there. Santiago Suarez replaced. So too is Malcolm Fry, Colby Quinones, and Joshua Boma into the match.
And number 41, Bedford Zone, Colby Quinones.
Colby Quinones playing in proximity to his hometown Bedford, New Hampshire. Making just his 5th appearance on the season and his 49th all-time in MLS Next Pro. Patrick Leal. Leal going in on goal! Stokes stops again. Patrick Leal wondering how he hasn't found the back of the net yet tonight. And the same can be true for many Revs 2 players, as that will go all the way out for a New York corner kick rather. Leal had so much space. Tried to take a little bit of a heavier touch to get in front of him and set up a shot. Had lost that space very quickly to more pacey defenders. Leal now all the way back. Defenders crowding the penalty mark for Red Bulls 2. Lofted ball into the 6, off the line by the forward. Leal doing the work defensively that he checked back for. Gunn didn't grab it cleanly. Still work to do for Revs 2. Sibufu settling. And Gunn this time with a more comfortable save. '77th minute, still 1-0 here in New Hampshire. Another long boot from the back. Headed on by Borovic. Leal might get there. The goalkeeper's off his line. Open net for Leal, and he hits the post. Falls right back to him. Crossed into the area. Borovic running on. Falls to Bolma. Borovic down in a heap, and Bolma dispossessed. That was a very powerful strike from Luka Borovic, and he felt the full absorption of that impact. Patrick Leal denied by the post. A calamitous bit of defense from the visitors. Revs 2 nearly getting their second, and Borovic back on his feet. Stokes came out for it. Leal just tried to bend it inside. Fell right back to him. It's a good ball in. Borovic went into it, and it's a clean sliding challenge, a brave one as well from Steven Sarwata. And then Bolma just getting his pocket picked. Again, Steven Sarwata has been a brighter spark than most tonight for New York. Went under MCL surgery in 2023 and did not play for most of last year. Has come back and played very strong tonight. May have been an errant pull there on Rosborough. Attack stays alive. Dembele forced to work back from whence he came. And an acrobatic block. Fans, don't forget the best youth soccer teams from across the US and Canada begin their quest for championships at the 2024 MLS Next Cup on June 16th. We'll have 22 of the best matchups, including all semifinals and finals for you on MLS Season Pass. MLS Next Cup, where champions are crowned and top talent shine bright in the MLS player pathway. Into the 80th minute of this one. Patrick Leal on a poor back pass. Bolma might be onside. Work to do from that pass, and a good sliding challenge from Gutierrez. Revs 2 had the counterattack on, couldn't connect. Barry. Al-Laznawi. All the way up towards Borovic. Borovic lost his bearings on his position. Offside against New England. Still just 1-0. They could have had more. New York really could have had an equalizer as well by now. And this match far from over as it rounds the final stretch. Sent into the stratosphere by Hezron Barry. United Healthcare is proud to help the New England Revolution defend the fort. Boma putting the pressure on, got it away from the goalkeeper. It falls to Gavort Diarbian. Diarbian with space for the second. It's another brick wall stop from Stokes. How many goals could New England have? Stokes made the mistake, and he made up for it and then some. Diarbian tried to bend it inside the near post. 16-year-old Aiden Stokes standing tall. He came in tonight on 15 saves, second on his team in that category. He's had 8 tonight. Now leads New York in saves this season with 23 and counting. McIntosh out of play. Mosquera. Jarvis. Serwada. Step over and moved along for Ofori. Cut back to the top of the 6. And a header wide from Malik Dembele. Looks like one more sub might be getting ready to come on for New York. Only been 2 to speak of for New England. Quinones. His header cut away in midfield. Klein's clearance headed back down. Now Ofori. Leal keeps it in play. Trying to get by Serwada. Leal still going. All along the ground, out for a corner. Leal to take another corner for the hosts. 85th minute now. Sunset has turned to a darkened sky. New England looking for a second from the corner. Dembele heading it down. Serwada escaping pressure and dragged down. And now that aforementioned change will occur. Matthew Dos Santos into the match. 16-year-old making his first appearance this season in MLS Next Pro. Places Malik Dembele now in the right flank. turned 16 just last week. Red Bulls have had so many different young players feature through the years for the first and second teams. Quinones, Bolma. Beats one, got the nutmeg, didn't get to the ball. And Quinones with a little bit of a drag down. Not the first time Zabufu's been fouled. Rather, Serwada was dragged down and was asking for a yellow card, and you have to feel for him. There maybe should have been one shown. Alex Monis returning from international duty. Returning to Revs 2 action, replaces Patrick Leal, who will feel tonight that he maybe should have had at least one. He's forgotten to give the captain's armband off. Can't take that to the bench with you. Alex Monis, who scored his first professional goal against the Revs while playing for Chicago Fire 2 in the debut season of MLS Next Pro. Allowed to bounce twice, nearly 3 times. Rosborough, Ofori. And Jarvis now. Back to the top of the key for Serwada. Serwada again nearly had a second shot. And now the whistle sounds. Monis went down. Home supporters asking for a yellow card. Just 2 to speak of tonight in terms of players. 1 for a man on each bench. Juan Gutierrez on a booking. So too is Davi Alexandre. Both on the back line for New York in the closing stages here. Here comes New York. Numbers may be on for the counter. Slid in behind for Sabufu. Brave goalkeeping from J.D. Gunn. Was the right idea to try and cut inside and play the diagonal ball. Sabufu made the run. Gunn made the stop. Already he's back up on his feet. Puts that one up toward the forward line. Settled by New England. Klein sending it up. Big header settled by Quinones. Who did that come off of last? The answer, according to the AR, was Luka Borovic. Oh, that might be a yellow card. And it will be. You heard the shout as well from Serwada. And eventually, player fouled that many times, there's going to be a booking. Colby Quinones, the hometown kid, first name into the book for the Revs. Didn't have much to complain about for that foul. 90th minute. New England looking for just its second ever win against New York. It will be Stokes with the ball hovering over midfield, and now we'll back it up to play this one in. Cross met by Barry. The Arbian trying to go on a run. Taken out from behind. And now the yellow cards starting to enumerate. Aiden Jarvis into the book with 4 minutes added on at a minimum.
4 minutes of stoppage time.
Gavork Diarbian, who had such a bright first half, hasn't seen as much production in the second. Did what he could to stay on his feet. Back heel settled by Sawada. Sawada staying on his feet. Maciel cutting it out. Went down after the play. The referee blows the whistle again. Another yellow card shown. Maciel, who got the goal tonight, spoke to head coach Richie Williams in the midweek. He said Maciel had a great first season with the second team when he got to New England. Got fouled on that one. Then he played a few seasons with the first team. Richie Williams spending time on the sidelines with the first team before taking the head coaching role with Revs 2. In that time in the first team, Maciel had 1 assist with 35 appearances in 2021 and 2022. Then in 2023, hurt his Achilles and was out for almost the whole year. Came back at the end of it, but Coach Williams said he didn't think he was fully fit. We had 1 more year with him. We wanted to see what he could do, and he produced a bit of brilliance tonight. The ref getting in the way. New York not happy about it whatsoever. There wasn't much that Thomas Schneider, the center official, could do there. Defender went right at him. Rosborough in the box, onside! Big stop again. JD Gunn stands tall in stoppage time. Bouncing ball hit well enough. JD Gunn with an acrobatic save. '93rd minute corner kick. Play deep, free header down for Gutierrez. Appeals for handball. Referee not interested. And played out for a goal kick. Juan Gutierrez, who denied a goal in the opening minutes defensively, is denied offensively. From that look, it came off the thigh. It's tough to say. Referee was right there. Looked like it might have come off the thigh, but the arms were down by the side anyways. There were certainly some fervent shouts from Red Bulls too. Maciel heading it on. Subufu. Jarvis on the prowl. Has Dos Santos on the overlap. 16-year-old's cross is calmly grasped by Gunn. And the 94 at a minimum have elapsed. And that does it. Revs 2 get their second ever win against Red Bulls 2. Maciel's 40th minute strike the difference maker here in New Hampshire. An unbelievable volley shortly before halftime to break the deadlock. As we take a look at the man of the match tonight, presented by Adidas, and who else but the Rio de Janeiro native Maciel. What a goal. What an absolute worldie. And the celebration to match it from Maciel. His first goal of 2024. An MLS Next Pro veteran who's been with the club for so many years, coming up clutch tonight. That does it from New Hampshire. It finishes New England 1, New York 0. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Philip Galani. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.